Yo, what's up, everybody? Um, just going to quickly check on the stream, make sure audio and visuals are good, and then I'll be back with you guys in a sec. Okay. Um, 1 second. Where is it? All right, we got it. Looks like visuals and audio is good. Um, yeah. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are feeling good. All of that good stuff. So today we are going to be modeling a walkie-talkie. And if you follow the stream, you know that I have done one before. But a bona fide member of the stream, I don't know if it's on, he's on right now, but a consistent member of the stream named Tomido put in a special request. I don't know if he's in. I doubt Tomido is in actually. He's preparing for exams, and man, I don't know, bro. I really like for him to be here while we are working on this, but I think part of our discussions a little bit was okay. I understand you have exams, we're all busy, so maybe I might just do it on stream and then he come check it out at a later time. Right? So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this part just ideally I would usually so I would usually prepare references before I get on stream because I don't like to come on stream and start to scale and do all of these things. But for this, to be honest, I wasn't even sure I was going to come on. But I was like, okay, this is one of those models that would require a multiple day stream. So why don't I just knock one out right now and then get to the others later? You know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Preparing the reference. I think for the reference, I'm good. Right around here is chilled. I'll move this on the y-axis all the way to the back, and this I'll just leave this as so. So the other side of this that needs to be captured right here is the front. I'm going to put this at the front, but the back shift dy has to also be measured. So this I can just gx and move this into place, and we should be good right around here. So that's nice. So both of these are sy. Just take them out. So another part that I need to work on is the shift dy is the x-axis. So for the x-axis, I would rz minus 90. I'm going to do both for this first before I come back. I think first of all is this one, gy. I need to get this one to look aligned first. So I'm going to sy. I already see that this is going to be a really complicated model to work on. Like, I already see it. Shift dy, no, shift dx, move this out, and then this is going to be front, and then this is going to be back. So For this one, I'm going to GY all the way back here. And that's cool. This our GX out of the way. So we have all four sides of this. I think we can start modeling, and just with the way it's structured, it almost looks like, where is it? I need this to the side. I need the model to the side here. So it almost looks like something that I have to handle in sections. Here will be one section, here will be handled as a separate section, and this part will be handled as a separate section. So I'm going to start with this down part, the keypad session, and I'm going to a Z on that all the way down here. And we have that. What I want to do, first of all, to this side, I'll apply scale. And to this side right here, I would roll that, basically. So we have those going on nicely. I think on this part right here, I want to use a knife tool. So this is around here. So on this part right here, I think I want to use a knife tool. Or no, I would rather even use an insert. So right here, I would insert just like so. And looks like we're good, because this part entirely has to be treated differently from the other part. So I'm going to undo, and I'm going to come back to this bevel I did here. I don't want this to be this much. And then this face we can insert. So this is way better, way better. I like this. So how I'm going to approach this is I'm going to deselect this and select this right here. And in all honesty, I feel like I want to detach this into its own separate thing and then treat this differently. I want to look to the side, make sure that we have a good measurement for this. It doesn't look like we do. So I'm going to, I don't want to move the reference. So I'm moving the reference, then I need to move both. Do I need to move both? You know what? Let me handle this reference individually. When I get to the other side, I'll have to move the reference on the other side. So what I'm looking at now is, should I detach this away from the main body, or I'm going to add a loop right here, bring cursor to selected, and then this is going to go to cursor. I'm going to flip that. So I almost feel like separating these like so, and then P to separate that selection, and this is a thing of its own, and then this is separate. Is that a good way to approach this? Let me see. Can I do something like this? And then, I would have an offset on this. Oh, I can't. Then why don't I bevel, or why don't I just bring in a loop right here? And then right around here, we can have and extrude the whole manifold. Right? Yeah. I think we're looking at something like this actually. So I'm going to undo all of that. And is there a bulge here? Let me see. Nope. But you see this is not extruded, it's scaled on the Y a little bit, like so. So something I'm going to do to this is I want to do that, and then this part right here, I'm going to EY, right? Apply that mirror. So that's cool. So this whole thing, I could add a bevel to it and work on that as a different thing. While this inner part too, I probably want to fill it up and then work on that as a different thing also. But I'm going to leave it like so. Yeah. I think outside of this part too has a bevel, so I'm going to add the bevel here. Just slight. Okay, we have the man on stream. Tomato is on. Shout out to you, man. You said you already textured. If you can share that, that would be great. Yep, somewhere around here. This comes out a little more than it should. So we're looking at somewhere around here, like so. So all of this beveled. Yep, just like that. Um, I think I want to fix in the keypad if I go in for this. Nope. SX, GX. I can shift DX. No, I probably want to make that smaller. Shift DX. Repeat. Shift D and the Z. Repeat. So that's good. I'll GY this a little bit so that on the side we can see the keys and how it's positioned. I think for the keys we're good. I'm going to create a difference on that. But if I do that, I want to copy this and we can create a difference and I can paste back those cubes. So for those cubes, I'm going to go down to individual origins. Yeah, I'm going to go to individual origins, apply scale, and then just scale those down a little bit. So that's good. Right around here, I'm going to bevel all of this, make that those buttons just softer, and I'll shade auto smooth on that. So again, I said I was going to handle this section by sections. This section, I don't think it's done because right around here we have something. I don't think it's an inset. I don't think it's an extrusion. For me, it looks something like this. And then we also have a loop around here. So all of that, I'm going to treat like so. Wait, let me see how it goes actually. I think it goes all the way to the other side. Right? Yeah, it goes all the way to the other side. So, how am I going to do this? Is the bevel on this still working? Oh, there's a bevel on this and it's messing up the whole thing. So I think that bevel is going to work if I add in more loops, right? So I think I'm going to isolate this and try to figure out how I'm going to make that bevel work. So I can join here, put another loop on this side, join here. I can have one on this side and join, and that's cool. So with more loops on this, oh, I felt like with more loops this should work. Uh-huh. Oh, so we can join this. Oh man, the bevel is not still working nicely. So I might just look for the limit where the bevel starts breaking and just keep it at that point. But again, like if you look at this edge, I don't even know if it's round enough because looking at it here, this edge is way rounder than we think. So, I want to dissolve all these edges because I'm not sure I got it in terms of how round it should be. Can I dissolve this? And then this can create another loop right here, and this I would GY to the face. So I'm going to use maybe this as a reference and then switch to active element. So this can go SY0. So that's cool. But now I'm seeing something to where I think is going to add to the aesthetics of this. I want to push this back a little bit. Yep. Pushing that back adds a little bit of a curve to the front of this. To the front of this keypad. So what I'm saying, this should be as round as this actually. Yeah. But I don't know if I want to achieve that with a destructive bevel or with a non-destructive. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good, but would that be good for every other side? I don't know. This back is not working now. Need to attend to that back. Let me see what's at the back actually. Okay, the back is pretty plain. Yep. So we don't have. We have actually, because you see this section by section. I'm handling this in front here. It is not applying to the back. It doesn't apply to the back. So the back is just straight up. So I have to fix that. So this bevel works, but the thing is that you know what? I'll take out that bevel, and what I'll do instead is, you see all of this, I'm going to move it to a dump. And again, I don't think I've ever called back my dump files throughout this entire stream. But yeah, the moment I feel like I don't need it anymore, just watch how I will need it so bad. All right. Okay, that's cool. Come on. Yeah, I just remembered who I'm supposed to work on. So this part, we're going to bring in a loop down here, and you see all this face, one all the way through to this point, and then all the way through to this point, and then this all the way through to, let's see, this point. I'm going to make other selection and I think this inserts first of all, and then I think it also alt S's. And when I mean, no, it doesn't alt S, it extrudes along the mouse. Something like this. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. So this is what we're looking at right here. I'm still going to add a bevel to this generally just to make all of the sharp edges softer. But I think this is the shape I'm actually seeing. So right here, I'm going to bring in a loop. And I would wait, let me come to the side view and make sure I'm getting this rightly. So I think this loop starts from here. You know what? I have to flip this to the other side actually. I'm going to SZ, make that to 0 and GZ on that. So that's cool. All of this, I would separate that, and then this, if I select all and SX0, no? S what? SX. Can I extrude out of that hole? GZ a little bit on that. And as a matter of fact, this part is not, it's curved, but it's not this much. But I think I can leave with that. Something I'm going to do is select both like so, apply scale, and just bevel this part in. So this is rounded off like so. Looking at this now, I feel like this part right here, I'm going to SZ0 on that. So what we're going to have is something like this. One, two, and then bevel. What's happening? Okay. I'm going to leave the bevel right here. And then all the other parts has some kind of a groove to it. So we're looking at something like this. Shift D and Z down to somewhere here. So let's see. All of this can be gone, and I can GX, no, GY this to the side like so. So this is cool. I can Shift D this to this side like so, and then Shift D and Z. Can repeat that, and I don't think this groove is this deep. Oh, it is not this deep, definitely not. I'm going to just take all of this and sink it in slightly. I really need to look at this groove properly because I don't think it's giving what it's supposed to give. Hmm.